How I got over, how I got over, how I got over. How I got over. I never knew all the words to that song. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. I know some of y'all are getting ready for church, or on your way to church, or you just want to go out and relax on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, April 13th. It's your man Rico the Opinionist. I just have some opinions this morning. In no particular order, but because a lot has happened this week. Y'all know how I like to. I just like to give my thoughts about particular topics that's going on. And I want to start off with my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. By the way, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this live, because I know I'm going to say some stuff on here that may pique some interest or curiosities. Let me go across here real quick. Ooh, hold on. Y'all know how I like to get my stroll on. Whew, it's a nice breeze out. It's a high of 93 today, so I'm out trying to catch it a little early. I want to say this about the state of young black men. I was watching this very inspiring video this morning. I've been up to like 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning. So I've been up. My mind seems to, it's opened up. It's fresh early in the mornings, and I probably should start doing more things at 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. Maybe 5 a.m. But anyway, I was watching this video as I was scrolling through social media, and in my hometown, there's a brother who's very widely known in the city. He's Marcus Holiday. What's up? I think he was called Doc Holiday at some point too. I remember him from way back, even before I left the city. He was big in sports. I think at University of Memphis or something like that. And he recently got a new gig at WMC, I think Channel 5 News there or something. And congratulations on that. But he took the initiative to go around to the neighborhoods in Memphis, Tennessee to ask, like, hey, what's going on? Asking a lot of the brothers there, younger, and yeah, pretty much young guys. And I thought that was pretty cool, because rarely, if anybody ever really goes to them and asks them what's up. And I listened to the one in Frazier, and I checked out the one from Walker Home, that's out in South Memphis, and there's one, what was the one at? Where he talked to the young brother, youngest one, and he asked him what was going on. And this young brother's like, man, they need to spend more money on the youth. They need to have more things for the children to do and all of that. And and it's nothing to do. They need to have more opportunities for young people and all of that. They need to have more opportunities. The mayor and the city need to do this and that. And then as I listened to him, I remember it's something that's been said for about 30 years as it relates to what is it that can be done to help out the inner city or to help young black youth specifically, because I would consider myself a black male advocate, social worker and black male advocate. But I also believe in accountability as well. Y'all know that I don't let everybody can get this work, get this smoke. And so I was listening to him, and I was like, you know what? Whenever someone asks today's youth, particularly guys in the hood, about what can be done differently, how can we help you, what's going on, and I guess I never hear the solutions of what they can do as individuals. They say, man, you need to stop all this killing around here. Man, it's poor out here, or this neighborhood like this. And he's correct. But a lot of times, believe it or not, the people who are saying, man, it's killing out here, there are those who participate in the behavior that they're saying there's too much of. I don't know anything about this young fella. I'm just speaking in general, because whenever they seem to ask these young guys who are 18 and up. I understand teenagers, but a lot of these guys be 18 and 30 years old talking like this. In my mind, I said, well, if you're 18 and 30 years old, what you doing poor? You should either be in somebody's college or a community college. No, not a 4-year, a community college, a trade school, or the military doing something. And this is not to minimize his experience or anybody else living in the hood, because I grew up in the hood or in a low-income neighborhood. I didn't grow up, as harshly as some people live. I didn't grow up in bad parts of Orange Mound. I didn't grow up in Hurt Village and the old Lamorne Gardens and Dixon Homes, Fowler Homes, and all that crazy, and Pussy Valley. And I didn't grow up in that bullshit. I didn't. I grew up in North Memphis, Hollywood, Springdale. There was some nonsense going on, but I'm not going to say that I grew up as harshly as that. I grew up in a low-income house. Our neighborhood was fine. The foolishness wasn't there like that. It was fathers in home. There was a lot of single mothers as well as two-parent households in my neighborhood, in between Springdale and Hollywood. And so I ain't living in no Goodwill Village, none of that kind of shit. I didn't. But, the nonsense was there. And I had a choice. My brother had a choice. Even though the nonsense was around us every day, I went to Cypress. I went to Hollywood Elementary and loved Hollywood. Loved Cypress. He went to Kingsbury, old funk ass. And went to old stank ass Fraser High School. Shout out to class of 88. But one thing I understood early, raised up on no food stamps, welfare checks, all of that. Single mother, the whole 9 yards. I was there when crack hit our neighborhood. I'm 56 years old, so I was there the summer that crack hit our neighborhood, hit it. And I was there when a lot of dudes from Cypress Junior High School decided to forget school and go sell crack. And I was there when the news of a lot of them was being killed in the crack game early in 84, 83, 84, 85, 85, 86. Killing them, knocking them. And they was getting that bread, but it was also ending up dead. Come on, somebody. So, but my brother and I, we made a conscious decision to go to work. No, we wasn't getting in that quick thousands of dollars, but then it was $3.35 an hour going to work after school. My brother worked 2 jobs, Po Folks and Western Sizzling. I worked at Western Sizzling, worked at Stevenson's Big Star back in the day out in these. I worked all over after school. And so, because that life didn't look attractive. The streets didn't look attractive. Now, my brother's out there, was fighting and shit and getting chased home from parties out of Douglas and fighting and all that. But we didn't get involved in it. And I think the reason we didn't do it because I know he and I talk about it. We didn't want to embarrass our mother. We didn't want to bring no foolishness back to the house. And so I stayed out the streets. I walked through them to get to the bus stop, walked through them to go to work, go to school, but I didn't participate in any of that. And it is very possible to do that. When I hear guys, and as I went into my field of social work over these past 26 years, when I first started, all my clients came from the courts, came from jail to court to my group, my counseling groups, my education groups. And then I would hear them say, man, it's hard out here in these streets. Of course, my little smart mouth, I like, get out of them. And the thing, it comes to a point where it's 2025 and people still talking the same way. We don't live in we don't live in Jim Crow era. We live in a capitalist society. It's a bunch of ways to get yourself out of poverty. And when I look at the history of black folks, who systematically they made sure that we couldn't have nothing. But we look at some of the people that we celebrate today. Those folks got out of poverty or got out of their situation by way of education. There's some people like, well, some people can't read. But if you go read the history of those folks, how do you'll read the stories of how slaves couldn't read, but they taught themselves how to read. So it kind of bothers me when people still talking like that. Well, 1 out of 7 people in Memphis can't read. Well, damn. But there's libraries on every corner. There's libraries in your school that you decide to drop out of. Then there's community college. There's a trade school. There's all, you got internet. It's no really, and of course I'm going to be accused of acting uppity and all that. And I'm so beyond that. Anything that sounds like you're supposed to do right, there's a segment in the Negro population that say you think you better acting uppity. No, you're not. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't buy it. I'm over it. You know, no one's talked about racism, white supremacy more than I have. Well, I'm in a crowd, a lot of folks who's always talking about it. But at one point, are we going to take responsibility for our own actions? Then, of course, you know, a lot of these young men don't have fathers at home. I didn't have one either. My brother didn't have one either. But I guess we had mentors. We had men at Cypress. We had men who did that summer youth program for us. We had black men there. You know, so, but there are guys who don't have any male role models at all, but they still understand that, you know what? Okay, I don't have a dad. So that don't mean I have to get into self-sabotaging behavior. And that's what a lot of us are doing, or a lot of our young men have decided to do. There's so many factors that people want to throw out. But one thing I'll always lean on is, you know what? Education is free. Malcolm X didn't go to a formal school to become educated. Malcolm X went to jail. And while he was in jail, he didn't join no gang. He didn't try to barter stuff with honey buns and all that kind of shit. He didn't get involved in. Malcolm X went to the library in jail. Became one of the most prolific speakers. One of the most intelligent, most highly educated human beings that ever existed from reading books. And that was before the internet. Y'all have internet today. So when y'all want to say, well, you know, you got to show pity on the fellas, man. They have no father. And then this. Then I look around and say, wait a minute. These same folks have access to everything else, but they purposely look past the book. Well, you know, they don't know how to read. And my response to that is, there's always time to learn something new. And then you have so many avenues in which you can get assistance to learn how to read. And we watch the movies where people start from nothing, rags, and teach themselves how to read. Then they become interested in something that gets them out. And the thing is, a lot of adult people, a lot of people who decide to have children, they're not prepared to have children. You throw your children in foolishness. Then some people say, well, no, their parents didn't raise them to go to college. Their parents didn't teach them that. Well, hell, I wasn't raised to go to college either. I knew from going to school that, hell, how did my teachers become teachers? Hell, they went to college. Some of your favorite teachers, they had to go to college. Or they learned to read somewhere. It's just amazing. We're going to have to do better as a community, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of things that we do that's self-sabotaging, particularly with these young black men. There's a lot of stuff that we promote. And now this wind is getting worse. That we should not be promoting. And then when the effects hit, you know, oh, what's wrong with young black men? Well, we're promoting the nonsense. And then you got all the geniuses out there. Well, you know, you're talking about the symptoms of the problem. We need to get to the root. Well, what? Goddamn it, we've been saying that for 50 years. When are we going to get to the root of the motherfucker? Let me tell you how that sounds. Whenever you say, we need to get to the root cause of the system. Okay, got it. It's like, let me see. Let me give a perfect example. Whenever you say some crap like that. Let's say I got roaches crawling all over my counter in my kitchen while I chop up my vegetables. I prepare my dinner. But you know what you're saying to me is, don't do nothing about the roaches. Then we got to find out what the root cause of the roaches are. But in the meantime, let them crawl. That's what y'all saying. Whenever you say that, well, you know, yeah, they don't know how to read. We got to find out the reasons why they don't know how to read. I'm so glad I don't listen to y'all, because I get a Raid, get a can of Raid, hot shot, boric acid. and a shoe and kill all their ass. We'll worry about the root later. And even, that's another thing. Even in the movie, like The Color Purple, when she was talking about, Mr. beating her up. Going. She was talking about, you speak. When she was talking about Mr. beating her up. And what did Sophia tell Celie? She said, no, Celie said, this life is just temporary. Heaven is forever. And Suge Avery told her, no, you bash Mr. Head in now and worry about heaven later. What I'm talking about? We talking about, see, that's, to me, those are those lazy responses. If you see a kid can't read, goddamn it, or you see, well, you take him over there. Hey, here's a book. If you know how to rap, you can read. You know how to dunk a basketball, you can pick up a book. That's how we need to approach this. Stop all this. We need to get to the root cause. You blaming the victim. Well, those victims are victimizing others. And I'm so over it. And black America just playing games, particularly with black boys. When these mentoring programs, you got increase them, get to them. But also, you have to ask these young men, 18 to 30 years old, what the hell y'all want to do then? Y'all want to sit around here and continue to commit crimes under the leadership of victim of saying, well, these folks need to do this for us, do this. But at 18 years old, you're supposed to be doing stuff for yourself. 18 to 30 years old. That's that critical group. 18 to 25. No, you make choices. You know what the consequences are, but you still go in the gang. You still try to sell dope. You still try to rob, knowing what the consequences are. But then people out here who decide not to make those choices, now y'all want us to. I'm over it. Y'all get the point, but shout out to the brother Marcus Holiday. Thank you, man, for going out there and asking the question and trying to, see what's going on. But I need us, those of us who's supposed to be doing a little better in life, we need to take that excuse away from these young men. The mayor is what he is. The politicians are what they are. They're there to make sure you stay in the ghetto. Did y'all know that? These politicians are there to make sure you stay in the ghetto. But if you want something from your mayor, I'll say to you black men, 18 to 30 years old, who have a problem with them not having enough activities. They say, we don't have enough things for the kids to do. Organize. 500 young black men walk up to the mayor's office. 2,000 black men, 18 to 30 years old, go up to the city council chambers. Go to the county commission and say, look, we done voted for y'all. We done had y'all in for 60 years. Can we get something for our vote? If not, y'all organize to get these people out of office. I'm saying, since they bring up politicians, y'all can organize and get them out of office. Because asking them to do anything when they've been given instructions not to, that ain't gonna happen. So you got to let them know out loud. Put the weed down. Another thing, the young man was saying, well, they need to bring jobs here. Well, when you got tattoos on your throat, all up and down your arms, and you can barely speak English, everything you speak comes in the form of slang, what jobs do you think you'll be available for? Oh yeah, and around here smoking blunts like it's oxygen. What jobs you think you'll be qualified for? I know in Memphis, everybody talking about, man, we go to the warehouse, man, work at FedEx Hub. Hell, I think they drug test there, don't they? No, we have to get our boys to aim higher than warehouse, higher than a hub. There's too much going on out here for them to just be relegated to a hub. I understand, okay, that's what you want to do, that's cool. It's too many open fields for black males to be in that they're purposely walking past because it doesn't bring them instant $500,000. It's not how it works. You have to become equipped. If they brought the jobs there, even the jobs that Elon Musk is bringing there, you got to be technically skilled to work those jobs. IT educated to work those jobs. Yeah, you say bring jobs there, but all those jobs aren't going to be janitor jobs. You're not going to just be answering the phones. So you have to have a workforce. When you say bring the high-paying jobs, you don't make much cleaning rooms at the hospital. You have to go to school. You have to. You have to know how to think analytically. You have to know how to think critically. I know a lot of you say, well, I'm going to go to social media. That's fine, too. If you can get there, hey, that's awesome. But for us regular folks out here, you got to go to school. So technical school, learn a trade, for community college, get something 4-year, or the military. I don't understand why a lot of young brothers are so anti-military. A lot of you like to shoot guns illegally. Go in the military, learn it, shoot. You got a real target out there. Then you get the exercise. You start eating correctly. You finally get in the gym, because a lot of you don't go to the gym. You're just some skinny dudes with guns. And 16-ounce hearts. Don't weigh much. So, but anyway, let's stop with the excuses. Young fellas that's 18 and up, y'all supposed to have y'all ass in somebody's college, community college, trade school, or military anyway. Yeah, this is 2025. Moving forward. This is not 1925 when it was hard for black men to get a job. You had to create it. But even then, you had to have some level of education in order to create that job. So let's stop playing games, young fellas. And then for all the killing and the violence, how about you stop doing it, and then the next person stop doing it, then the next person stop doing it, and before you know it, there won't be any crime. I mean, at least amongst that population. And number two, I need black people to start appreciating what a baby is. Start giving birth to babies in the ghetto. All right? I have a second opinion I want to share with y'all. Have y'all been paying attention? Have y'all been paying attention to what happened this week? There was this young lady, I guess she was a conservative. And let me know if the sun is beating up on you. I mean, I'm sorry, the wind. I like being outside when I do my lives. It just, you get to stretch out, you get to stretch out when I do my live. So, she was interviewing this big girl in New York. I know she was bigger than her. And, she was a smaller lady. She was asking her questions, and it got on the topic of abortions and things like that. If y'all know the video I'm talking about, at a certain point, I guess she was the liberal sister got upset about the whole abortion topic. And then, let me turn around because the wind stopped blowing again. And then, next thing you know, she hauls off and punched the lady in the face, drew blood, hit the conservative sister in the face. Because she got mad, she got upset with the questions or the conversation. And I went straight to the comments under that video. And there were people who were justifying this woman hitting her. And I'm hoping, by the way, young lady, please, I hope you file charges against that monster. Because what I don't care for is because you mad in a conversation, you think it's okay for you to physically assault somebody. And there were people in the commentary that said, well, you don't provoke somebody. Excuse me? She didn't touch her. She didn't lay her hands on her. She just having a conversation with her. And what you do is if the conversation get too hot, you might get mad about it. So you know what? You can say F you and walk off. But no, it's this entitlement that this country has allowed too many women to experience or feel that she's not even afraid of possibly going to jail for flat out assaulting someone. And the girl was like, oh my God, she hit me. And she looked side her face, blooded up. I like, well, damn. She must have popped her with the keys in her hands or something that caused that cut to open up. But all I know is I was just shaking my head at the responses. A lot of people, again, they thought it was okay. She shouldn't have made her mad. She was provoking her. And people say this backhanded foolishness. You know what? She shouldn't have hit her, but blah, 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 blah. No, there's no but to it. But again, there was a lot of females thinking it was okay for her to do that. And I was like, boy, we are in trouble. We're in trouble in this country. Because that nonsense, completely inappropriate. You know, and I hope that young lady called the police, press charges. I hope she sues the crap out of her little ignorant, violent behind. And I don't like that. You know, if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, goddamn it, walk out the door, leave the kitchen. Now, you don't get to put your hands on somebody because you didn't like the way the conversation, you know what I said? Not confrontation, the conversation was going. And to see all those folks think that was okay, that was kind of unnerving. I didn't care for that. But hopefully she'll go the legal route and make that heifer regret that she couldn't control her emotions, contain her angst, and instruct that lady. Because, by the way, she was doing street interviews in New York. But anyway, I'm just going to leave y'all with those two opinions. I'm going to come back. I have something else I want to share with y'all. This is a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is shining a little brighter with every 10 minutes, and I'm loving it. It's your man Rico the opinionist. I'll talk to y'all in a few. Be cool and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.